Rice University in Houston, who studies, among other things, climate and the energy grid. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you all. Stu, want to?
Yeah, this is better.
The impeachment trial is over, but the investigation into the January 6th insurrection continues. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the task of Congress is now to get the truth of what happened, and they're now establishing an outside independent commission to investigate. For more on the significance of this commission, let's bring in Julian Zalazar. He's a professor of history and public affairs at Princeton University. And Julian, this is actually the first time we've had a chance to speak with you since the end of the trial was at the end.
Provided by the House managers was very damaging to the former president and the GOP. It made what happened seem even more dangerous and even more brutal, and it put a record in the history books about what happened and how the president was involved in this. So the story about both the abuse of presidential power, the radicalization of the GOP, and all of that will be an ongoing lesson from the trial, even though he was acquitted.
On that issue of abuse of power, critics of President Trump believe he was not held accountable. What questions do you now have regarding future presidents being held accountable for their actions?
Well, the Senate had a chance to take a bold stand as to what happened, and not enough Republicans did. So it creates a problem. It creates a bad precedent, and we keep seeing when extreme action happens and no one does anything, the action just becomes more extreme. That's the story of the insurrection. So the question is, do other mechanisms go to work? Does a commission or the Department of Justice provide accountability? And finally, do voters provide accountability in the 2024 election?
On this idea of commissions, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, of course, is going out for accountability. And in addition to investigating the facts of what happened as part of this commission's role, she also wants to look into the preparedness and response at the Capitol. What should that commission focus on in your view?
Well, I think there's a lot of questions about why there wasn't more preparation in the days leading up to the certification. I think we now know that the warnings were there, and yet for some reason the warnings weren't heeded. So from anything to the basic security parameters that protect the Congress while keeping it an open institution, a house of the people, we need to just understand why the security wasn't sufficient and why warnings weren't listened to. And I think Pelosi is committed to doing that, in addition to the role of the former administration in how this all happened.
How challenging do you think it will be to keep this commission bipartisan?
It's very challenging, but not impossible. Commissions have the capacity to do this kind of work if you have the right people on the commission in sound fashion. I think a harder thing will be the response to the commission. That will certainly be politicized, but we can't let that stop the production of knowledge. There's too many unanswered questions that this commission has to deal with.
And when you say the response to